Taylor Swift was sitting at a corner table in one of Nashville's most exclusive restaurants, laughing with her management team about something trivial, when a waitress approached to take their dinner order, and Taylor looked up casually to respond, and then froze completely, her smile vanishing, her breath catching, because standing in front of her, wearing a burgundy server's uniform, with her hair pulled back in a tight ponytail, was Sarah Mitchell, her childhood best friend from Pennsylvania. The girl she'd performed with in every local talent show from age 8 to 13. The girl she'd choreographed dance routines with in Sarah's basement. The girl who'd been by her side, dreaming about stardom when stardom seemed impossible. And the girl she hadn't spoken to in 18 years, because when Taylor's career exploded and she moved to Nashville permanently in 2006, their friendship had simply faded away into the background noise of fame and time and distance. And now here Sarah was, 34 years old like Taylor, holding a notepad and pen, trying desperately to maintain a professional expression, even though her face had gone completely pale with shock and what looked like humiliation at being seen like this by the girl who'd made it when she hadn't. The silence at the table stretched out for what felt like an eternity. Taylor's friends stopped talking, sensing something was happening. Sarah cleared her throat and said in a voice that was trying very hard to sound casual and failing completely, "Hi, Taylor. Welcome to Meridian. What can I get you to drink?" Taylor stood up so abruptly that her chair scraped loudly against the floor. "Sarah? Oh my God, Sarah Mitchell!" Sarah's professional mask cracked slightly. "Yeah, it's me. Hi." She was still holding the notepad like it was a shield. "What are you—" Taylor stopped herself, realizing how the question was going to sound, but she had to ask it anyway. "What are you doing here? I mean, working here? What happened to dancing? What happened to New York? What happened to all our dreams?" Sarah's jaw tightened. "Life happened, Taylor. Not all of us make it. Some of us have rent to pay and bills to deal with and reality to face. Can I get you something to drink or not?" The bitterness in Sarah's voice was like a physical slap. Taylor felt tears immediately spring to her eyes. "I need to talk to you, please. After your shift?" "I work until midnight." "I'll wait." Sarah laughed, but there was no humor in it. "You're going to sit in this restaurant for 4 hours waiting for me to get off work? Taylor, you're Taylor Swift. You have places to be." "Not tonight, I don't," Taylor said firmly. "I'll wait. Please, Sarah, I need to talk to you." Sarah looked at her for a long moment, and Taylor could see 18 years of pain and bitterness and abandoned dreams in her eyes. Finally, she nodded once, curtly. "Fine, whatever. Your drinks?" For the next 4 hours, Taylor sat in that restaurant. Her friends left after dinner, confused but respectful of whatever was happening. Taylor ordered appetizers she didn't eat, desserts she didn't touch, coffees she let grow cold. The manager came over twice to politely suggest that perhaps Miss Swift would be more comfortable waiting elsewhere, and both times Taylor smiled and said she was perfectly comfortable exactly where she was. At one point, around 10:30, Taylor got up and found the manager. "What would it cost to close the restaurant right now, to pay for all the lost revenue so you could send everyone home except Sarah?" The manager looked startled. "Miss Swift, that's not necessary." "How much?" "I don't know. Maybe $15,000 for the lost revenue and staff wages." Taylor pulled out her phone, opened her banking app, and made the transfer right there. "Done. Close up. Send everyone home. Pay them their full shifts. I need to talk to my friend, and she shouldn't have to wait until midnight to do it." 20 minutes later, the restaurant was empty except for Taylor and Sarah. They sat across from each other in a booth by the window. And Sarah had changed out of her server's uniform into jeans and a faded t-shirt. And for a moment, Taylor could see the 13-year-old girl she remembered. The one who'd learned every dance routine perfectly, who dreamed bigger than anyone else in their small Pennsylvania town. Why did you pay to close the restaurant? Sarah asked quietly. Because I've waited 18 years to have this conversation, Taylor said. I wasn't going to wait 4 more hours. You didn't have to wait 18 years. You could have called, you could have texted, you could have done literally anything to stay in touch. The accusation hung in the air, and Taylor knew it was completely fair. You're right. I have no excuse, except that I got caught up in everything that was happening, and time kept passing, and the longer I waited, the harder it seemed to reach out, and I told myself you probably didn't want to hear from me anyway, because you'd moved on with your life and had your own things going on, and I was just making excuses, because the truth is I was a terrible friend, and I'm sorry. Sarah's eyes were glistening. I watched your career take off. I watched you become the biggest star in the world. I watched you live our dream, the dream we were supposed to live together. What happened, Sarah? You were so talented. You were the better dancer between the two of us. Everyone said you were going to make it to Broadway. Sarah laughed bitterly. Yeah, well, everyone was wrong. I kept dancing until I was 22. I went to New York like we always planned. I auditioned for everything. Broadway shows, dance companies, music videos, backup dancer positions, anything I could find. I came close a few times. I got callbacks. I got told maybe next time, but I never quite made it. And eventually, I ran out of money, I ran out of time, I ran out of hope. So I came back to Pennsylvania, and I got a job at a restaurant, and I told myself it was just temporary until I figured out my next move. But temporary became permanent, and here I am. Are you still in Pennsylvania? No. I moved to Nashville 3 years ago. Thought maybe being in a music city would reignite something. It didn't. I met someone, got married, got divorced. It's been a great time. The sarcasm was thick. Do you have kids? Taylor asked gently. Sarah's face softened slightly. Yeah, a daughter. She's 8. Then her face hardened again. And before you ask, yes, she loves dancing. And no, I can't afford lessons. So she dances in our living room to YouTube videos, and I watch her and see myself at that age, and I wonder if she's going to end up like me, full of dreams that never come true. Taylor felt like someone had reached into her chest and grabbed her heart. What's her name? Emma. Sarah, listen to me. I'm going to fix this. You can't fix this, Taylor. This is my life. I made my choices. No, Taylor said firmly. This isn't about choices. This is about talent not getting the opportunity it deserves. It's about dreams not getting the support they need. Emma is going to get a full scholarship to the best dance academy in Nashville. I'm making a phone call tomorrow, and it's done. And you're coming to work for me. Sarah stared at her. What? My tour needs a choreography assistant, someone who understands dance at a fundamental level, someone who can work with the backup dancers, help refine routines, bring creative ideas. The salary is $150,000 a year. You start as soon as you want to. Taylor, I can't. Don't say you can't accept charity. This isn't charity. This is 18 years late. We were supposed to do this together, Sarah. We were supposed to make it together. I left you behind. I let our friendship disappear. I let you struggle while I succeeded. Let me make it right, please. Sarah's walls were crumbling. Tears were streaming down her face. I can't just accept a 6-figure job I'm not qualified for. You're absolutely qualified for it. You have more dance knowledge than half the people on my payroll. And you know what else? You understand what it's like to dream. You understand what it's like to work for something. That's what I need around me, not yes people, real people who know what this costs. I haven't danced professionally in 12 years. Then we'll get you back into it. Private lessons, the best teachers, whatever you need. But Sarah, I'm not taking no for an answer. Your daughter is getting that scholarship. I've been successful for 18 years, and I've never been able to share it with the person I started dreaming with. Let me do this, please. Sarah put her head in her hands and started crying. Really crying. 18 years of bitterness and disappointment and abandoned dreams pouring out of her. And Taylor got up and slid into the booth next to her and put her arms around her. And Sarah collapsed against her. And they sat like that for a long time. Two 34-year-old women who used to be 13-year-old girls with matching dreams. I hated you, Sarah finally whispered. I hated you for making it. I hated you for leaving me behind. I hated you for living the life we were both supposed to live. I know, Taylor whispered back. I would have hated me too. But I also watched every award show. I streamed every album. I went to your concert last year and stood in the nosebleed seats and cried because I was so proud of you and so angry at myself for not being down there with you. You were supposed to be down there with me. You were supposed to be on that stage, and I'm sorry it took me 18 years to figure out how to get you there. 3 months later, Sarah Mitchell was standing backstage at the Eras Tour, clipboard in hand, working with the backup dancers on a routine she'd helped choreograph. Her daughter Emma was in the audience, front row seats that Taylor had personally arranged, having just finished her first month at the Nashville Dance Academy on the full scholarship Taylor had personally funded. And when Taylor took the stage that night, she walked to the microphone and said something she'd written that afternoon. I want to dedicate tonight's show to someone special. Her name is Sarah Mitchell. We met when we were 8 years old, and we used to perform dance routines in her basement. We dreamed about making it big together. We promised we'd always perform together. And then life took us in different directions, and I let 18 years go by without making good on that promise. But Sarah is here tonight. She's working with our incredible dance team. And I want to say something publicly that I should have said a long time ago. Sarah, this success was supposed to be ours. Every award, every sold-out show, every moment, you were supposed to be here for it. I left you behind, and I'm sorry. But you're here now, and this time I'm never letting you go. The stadium erupted in applause, and backstage, Sarah Mitchell stood with tears streaming down her face, watching her childhood best friend, the one she'd hated and loved and missed for 18 years, make good on a promise they'd made to each other when they were just kids who didn't know anything about the world except that they wanted to dance and dream together. And for the first time in 18 years, Sarah felt like maybe dreams didn't have to die. Maybe they just had to wait for the right moment to come back to life. If this story of rekindled friendship, dreams restored, and making things right 18 years late moved you, make sure to subscribe and hit that like button. Share this with anyone who's lost touch with someone important, anyone whose dreams feel dead, or anyone who needs to remember that it's never too late to make things right. Have you reconnected with someone from your past? Let us know in the comments. And don't forget to ring that notification bell for more incredible stories about the friendships that shape us and the dreams we're meant to share.